Hi Virgo, welcome to Sophquest. I'm Spence. Welcome back if you're a subscriber, and welcome into the channel if you're brand new. I'm glad to have you here. Today I'm going to be using two decks for the reading, which is for August 16th through the 22nd. I'm using the Gaia Oracle. This is by Tony Carmine Salerno. And I am also using this Art of Love Tarot, artwork by Tony Carmine Salerno, and the book is written by Denise Jarvie. Gorgeous. I've had these decks for years. I love them very much. They're both loving, and the Gaia is earthy and grounded, and I love that because we are transitioning from Leo season. This is the last week of Leo, and so the energy is strong and it's important. And then Virgo, we're going to be moving into your season on the 23rd. So this week is the last week of Leo season, but a few planets have already moved ahead of the sun, and they're in your house right now. You've got Mars in Virgo. You did have Venus in Virgo, but this week Venus moves into her home sign of Libra, which is auspicious for relationships. That brings a lot of good energy for relationships. And we also, because Leo is the 5th house of romance, I thought two decks about love would be beautiful. So let's do that, okay? I'm shuffling right now for you a Gaia Oracle card, and I'll pull one of those and then read that description for you. And then I'm going to lay your 9 cards, and today we're going to read horizontally, vertically, and big picture. So stay with me. All right, Virgo. Now, I do want to say on the 22nd, the last day of this week on Sunday, is that second full moon we've been talking about, right? And Leo's season was encompassed by the parentheses of 2 full moons in Aquarius at 1 degree and 29 degrees, the anaretic degree. Very, very important for final decisions on something that we are changing, something massive, because Uranus is the planet of the future, of change, of technology, of invention, of moving things forward. So that's what we've been doing all month this season. And I know that the energies felt difficult and sluggish. We've got 2 planets that are also in Aquarius right now doing deep work, changing the generation. So that's what's going on. All right, 1 card here from the Gaia Oracle for you, Virgo. Let's pull one. No, that one. The Temptress. Ooh, feeling sexy, Virgo? Let's see what that's about. All right, we'll read that in just a second. Also, I'm going to pull 9 cards for you here. I've already shuffled these quite a bit, but I'll shuffle a couple more times for you on camera so that you can see. But they're pretty well shuffled right now, so why don't I just do one more. And then, Virgo, settle in with me. We're going to get right. We're going to take 3 deep cleansing breaths, okay? Let's do that together so we can get in a synergy. Somehow out in the quantum field, that just works. Helps me get into synergy with you while I lay out your 9. Brings down the cortisol, right? Lowers that stress hormone. Get some oxygen in the brain, some serotonin and dopamine. Helps us get clear-headed. And by the way, Mercury moves into your house this week, Virgo. And Mercury is your planet, so that will help bring clarity. And I'm definitely seeing clarity for you here. Big time. You are doing something, wow, that is really creative, brand new. You're working hard on it. You're probably working a little too hard on it. And in the past, you have been manifesting it. And you have the vision of it, and it's coming in. You might be working on a relationship and trying to create a new spark in the relationship, and it looks like it is expanding, and you're allowing for the change because you want to let go of some sorrow. Wow, there's that clarity we were talking about on the bottom of the deck. That's gorgeous. We have the Teacher. In this deck, it's called the Teacher. The key word for it is clarity, and it's when we get wise or sage advice. We either go to someone that we trust. This card can represent a mentor, a parent, can represent guidance from anywhere or anyone. It can be a therapist, it can be a church, synagogue, or mosque. It can be anywhere where you go for wisdom. And so clarity is here. Under that, we have the 2 of Hearts. So we might be talking about a love relationship. And that with the 2 of Hearts, it could be any relationship, but someone that you definitely have an affinity with. And then we have the Star. the Aquarian card of hope and faith. So there's a relationship here that you do have hope and faith in, I think, and you're getting clarity about something. Also, this card very much can represent marriage, or at least something that you're committed to. Because, you know, anything that we take time to learn from, to gain wisdom from, is usually something that we very much make a commitment to. So we can be looking at commitment and love and hope and faith in that right now. That's the bottom of the deck, or what's happening for you under the surface, subconsciously perhaps. Now let's read the Temptress. Okay, the Temptress. It can mean seduction, which is what I got from it originally, by the way. It can mean, however, deceit or a broken promise. So we have this, you know, the Temptress. Okay, well, let's look, Virgo. Let's read that. Number 15, if you have the book, you can read along. The Temptress. All right, here we are. Okay, so seduction, deceit, or broken promise. You might be being seduced with a dazzling promise that will mostly not eventuate. In effect, if you're being deceived, enticed into accepting something that will cause you much difficulty and eventually may lead to disappointment. Don't be seduced. Ooh, hold on. All right, let's read this. Don't be seduced by the glitz and the glamour or the holy and benevolent facade. Things are not necessarily what they seem. Incredible promises are usually that. Incredible. Observe the image on this card. The Temptress entices with her sensuous beauty and exotic surrounding. Yet just behind her is the all-seeing eye of truth. It's staring you in the face all along. Take a few steps back, look at things from an objective and balanced perspective, and the real picture and hidden agenda will emerge. Okay, an affirmation for you this week, Virgo. I listen to and trust my intuition. I look at every situation from a grounded and balanced point of view. Every positive has a negative, and vice versa. I look beyond the superficial and find the truth. I look for substance, and cannot be swayed by wild promises. Okay. All right, so you may be considering what you're missing. What you may be missing right now, if there's any deception going on, or if there's just been broken promises and you've felt a bit disappointed perhaps in a relationship. And maybe it's someone that you do trust, that you have a lot of hope and faith in, and maybe you would just blindly trust someone. And so this particular week, this card is saying perhaps you want to look a little bit deeper and not just go with what's on the surface, and maybe want to consider other things. I did say that Mercury moves into your house right now, Virgo, so that is clarity, and that will definitely help you have clarity, that planetary energy. And because at the end of the week we're going to have that full moon in Aquarius, also an air sign, and by the way, there is a grand trine. We will have Venus in Libra, air sign, about partnerships and love. We will have the North Node, which is your Dharma, where you're heading in life, in Gemini, about our intellect and knowing. And then we have Saturn, the taskmaster, in Aquarius, about making great change for positive future outcomes. So that grand trine is powerful right now, and so I think you will have clarity. There's a grand trine creating the space for great clarity for you. So take heart that you will be able to see what you need to see in case someone is considering, deceiving you or trying to consider deceiving you. Now, if this is about, scammers, online people, trolls, things like that, I think you're going to be able to see right past that. But if this is about a relationship, friendship, marriage, or family member, someone that you've trusted, then take heed that perhaps they may put a little glitz and glamour on an idea that if they're trying to seduce you into something, okay? So let's go through this. Let's see what we see. Take a deep breath and take a good look. You are weighing out closing a chapter. And you are seeing with great vision, and you can sense that there's a new beginning. You feel it, and it's something you want. Something you've envisioned for yourself that you want. And I think that that is definitely coming to fruition. You're accomplishing it. But there's something here, a bit of sorrow in a relationship that you have trusted. So if there's something that is going to need to be discussed, then perhaps that will be the clarity that you need at the time. And you'll be able to just talk to each other and say, look, here's the way it is. Here's what I see it to be here. All right, let's look at this, Virgo. Let's go through it. We have the Two of Trees, which is the Two of Earth. In this deck called Flexibility, it's usually between two things that we're going to do, or we're doing two things at once. It can be multitasking, but it can also be making a decision on what you're going to do and put into practice, because the Suit of Earth is very much about what we do tangibly in the world. So it's our workaday life, right? It's what we do. Then we have the Six of Hearts, and that's the past. This is usually about reminiscence and looking at the past. And I think you've been deciding that you want to do something differently than you did in the past. Because then we have the World card. In this deck, the Universe. The 21 card. This is when the hero has completed his journey and accomplished a life lesson, a goal, something that makes you feel on top of the world. So it's like, I'm not doing it the old way. I've accomplished that. I've figured that out. Now I want to do something new. So this is the end of a cycle. I think this will be the full moon for you in Aquarius about a change that you're going to make. And you're going to make the change for the better. It's something that you've been flexible with so far. Maybe now you're saying, nope, that's closed. That particular thing, we've accomplished that. We're going to move forward now and do something differently. That's what I'm seeing. And I do think that we might be talking about, for some of you, a love relationship, a marriage. For others of you, someone that you just trusted and have faith in, somebody like that could be a mentor or a friend, a teacher, a parent, something like that. And you've learned a lesson here. It's like, I've leveled up, I'm wiser. I'm not as naive as I used to be. And I've really learned something. I've come to completion on something in my past that disallowed me from seeing something that could be a pitfall. Where maybe in the past you couldn't see the pitfalls, Virgo, but now, you're going to see the pitfall. So if anything does tempt you, right, I think you're just going to be smarter, wiser, your eyes are going to be more open, and I don't think you're going to fall for any BS. And the reason I say that is because the next line we have the Queen of Angels, which is the Queen of Swords. This is the seer, the visionary. She sees and she knows. She takes in information from her intellect and her intuition. She knows the truth, she speaks the truth, and she doesn't take any BS. And when people do bring BS to her, she pulls out her sword and can literally cut them off. Because the bottom line is, she seeks the truth and wants to live in the truth. So I'm seeing this card, the visionary, and then the next card, the center card in your reading today, I'm seeing the Three of Stars, which is the Three of Wands. And in this deck, it's called Visions. So whatever it is that you're seeing, you are seeing it come in, and you are seeing it come in very clearly. Something that you yourself have created, a new beginning. So if you've had a relationship in the past where maybe you just took someone at their word and you counted on them and they disappointed you or broken a lot of promises, you're looking at them and saying, no, we're not doing it that way anymore. No, I have some ideas of my own. And I see a future where I have other things that might come in. And so I appreciate your input, but I have this new idea that I'm very excited about, and I'm going to do something different. With the Ace of Stars, this card is called Creation. This is a brand new beginning. And it's fire. It's something you want. This is something new that you want. And you've had the vision of it as a visionary. And you've been having the visions that are going to come in soon. With the Three, that's the Three of Wands. In the Rider-Waite, that's the guy standing on the dock waiting for his ships to come in. That's the center of your reading. So whatever your vision is about, Virgo, it's coming in. You've accomplished something here, and your vision is coming to fruition. So I don't think that you could be fooled at this point, because I think you're seeing a way forward that you're seeing very clearly with a lot of gusto, a lot of passion, a lot of drive, and I don't think you're going to allow yourself to be swayed by anything that looks a little like BS to you. Okay? Then we have the Knight of Trees, the custodian, someone who is grounded and their alignment, someone who shows up every day. This is the Knight of Earth, so steady Freddy, right? So if you're meditating, taking care of your body, and being in mind, body, spirit alignment right now, Virgo, that's exactly where you need to be. Then I think you're going to consider in your meditations how you want to move forward now in love with the Knight of Hearts. Because on this card it's romance. So I think that you are taking care of the relationship in a new way, if this is about a relationship. I think you're wanting to deal with stuff in the past, this sorrow, whatever it's been. I think you want to deal with it. I don't think you're going to put up with anybody deflecting or ignoring or denying that there has been sorrow. And you're going to say, look, Mama, we need to deal with this because we need to let it go now. Full moon in Aquarius at 29 degrees. And that is going to allow you to change something. So to me, this is closure on something. Now, I'm going to say for some of you, I have to say, for some of you, you may have had the intuition that in the past, there may have been a third party. I can't not say that because the center card is the Three of Visions, and you may have had the insight or the intuition that that might have been going on. This is for few of you. I'm not saying this is for everyone. And if it's not happening in your life and you're not aware of it, it's not you. Okay? This part is not your reading. But for certain people out there, there may have been some of you in situations where there was a third party and the temptress was literally another person trying to get between you and your person. Because I'm seeing this 3 in the middle and because I'm seeing that temptress card. For others of you, I think it's just that you want to assert yourself. It's like you've come to a level of accomplishment. You've had visions. You are the visionary. You're seeing something for your future. You've weighed it out. You've been very grounded about something that you want to do. And this is your baby. It's your creation. And I think you're wanting your romantic person to be on board. And in the past, you guys might have had some issues, but they're coming to closure. And I think that this person will then be on board with you because there is commitment here. And maybe you're the teacher in this situation. And this person is usually maybe the one who is the leader if there's that kind of relationship. And instead, right now, you're taking the lead. Right? You love this person very much. You're committed to this person very much. And you have a lot of hope and faith in the relationship. But this is your baby, this middle line. It's your visionary creation. And it's something you want to stand up for. It's something that you want to accomplish and achieve. And it's like you're at peace about it. You know it's right for you. You're grounded in it. You're not all up in the air about it. Yes, it's a romantic vision. You can see a future where you're very happy and you bring some love and romance in. So this could be partnership between you and your partner and doing this great thing together. And nothing and ain't nobody gonna get between you and your vision. So the sorrow is something that's an ending now. That can be let go of. You've expanded your mind. It's like you've seen something in a new way. You've been flexible, and that's enabled you to see it through another perspective. It's enabled you to get grounded about things and to allow for your relationship to be balanced. And the past is the past, and now you're looking at the visions of the future of your relationship and the romance, the magic coming in. And the accomplishment of this new thing that you're really excited about means you have to let go of what was. so that you can begin what will be now. That is the practice of someone who is mastering their life. Someone who's gained wisdom. And if you are a wisdom seeker, or what I call a Sophquester, then you're on track. And you got somebody there who will help you and bring you hope and faith and love and be there for you in the future for these visions to come in. They're the center of your reading. So Virgo, wow. Don't you worry. Don't you worry at all. I think that whatever it is that you are doing, it has great potential. And you should believe in it wholeheartedly. And I don't think that you can be swayed or deceived by anyone. You're going to have clarity. Don't you worry about that. All right. Well, if you're interested in listening to your rising, your moon, or your Venus, you can click on that little icon up there that has the eye, and that will bring you to my weekly readings playlist. Or, of course, you can go onto the front of my page and look at all my playlists. All right, guys. I will be here for you next week. I wish you kindness, reverence, and gratitude every day this week. Have a great full moon. It's a big time. Talk to you later.